Working on 4.13. We're going to investigate lattice as a multiplication strategy. Um, this word lattice, first of all, it refers to, I don't know what you would call it. So maybe in some of your parents' backyards, they have this, it's like wooden, and it's got diagonal boards across it, you know? Yep, and sometimes, yeah, you put it on a deck, and sometimes it's used for shade, sometimes it's used for like plants to grow up. Okay, yeah, that's called lattice, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just that idea of the diagonals, the cross, cross, cross. Okay, so that's where the shape is involved here, where this word lattice comes from, right? So, why are we exploring lattice multiplication? Do you think? Yes. Another multiplication strategy, a new way to solve something. And for some people, it can be easier, absolutely. Okay. For some, because I want to say another multiplication strategy, because this is the third multiplication strategy we've learned. And no, we've learned three, and you may have learned US traditional, which has been the fourth type, right? Okay. We haven't done that in this class yet. I think you'll do it a lot in fifth grade. Okay. I said this phrase several times because it really is the most important idea that you need to know in order to understand the similarities between partition rectangles, partial products, and now lattice. Okay. Here's one of the downfalls of lattice. I'm going to tell you is it is visually similar to partition rectangles. Can you look on page 141? Do you see all these rectangles? But these rectangles now have these dotted lines across them, right? Okay. I'm going to show you how that works. And those dotted lines have everything to do with place value. All right. So this is what 64 times 3 would look like. Can I have you maybe close your journals if you need to, have your eyes here? Okay. So the same principle as partition rectangles applies with with lattice. If you have two place values in one number, you're going to have two place values going one way, and then one place value with the other number, you're going to have one place value the other way. If I had two place values in one number and two place values in another number, it would be 2 and 2. Okay, so the same principle with drawing this. Okay, we're going to get these nice little dots, right? Okay, and you'll notice the dots do drag down past, and I'll show you there's a reason for that. Okay, so you're going to divide the numbers. Is it 64, 63? You'll divide those numbers with the place values again, except this time no, it might. Yeah, it recorded. Anyhow, so you will separate these numbers by place value. Except this time you don't have to write 60. Okay, just by setting it up this way, you're putting it in the correct place value. The other number that you're going to use, this is what's different than partition rectangles, is you put the other number on this side. Okay, and then you do the same kind of cross multiplication. So now I have 4 times 3. What's 4 times 3? Okay, so here's where the place value comes into play. The place values are separated by these. That I love these O's. Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. That's correct. Yes. What-
then you put the 9 right in the bottom, and then it would make 192.
That's right. So it's not 9. So this is all the ones place. This will all be the tens place. This will all be the hundreds place. So we discovered that 6 times 3 is 18, right? When we did 18, though, it was 60 times 3. The 8 was in the tens place. Can everybody see how the 8 landed in the tens place? And the 1 was in the hundreds place. And can you see how the 1 ended up in the hundreds place? So now, good, I love this. So now what you do is you just add down the columns. So this is 2, okay? This is 8 plus 1 is 9. And this is 1. And it's 192. You start from the top here, and you read it 192.